Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 14 of my Transport Fever series. So in this episode, as you can already see, I've kind of changed up the transfer yard just a little bit. The last few days have been pretty interesting, pretty fun. There's still quite a few things I need to clean up to get all of our lines running correctly again, which I'll probably just go over in this episode. And then, same as the last episode, near the end of the episode, we'll have the actual time-lapse for building this whole massive thing. Real quick, I'm going to go ahead and turn all of the little icons off, just so we can get a better picture of the massive transfer yard. And there still needs to be some work done around here. There's some blank areas that I want to put some different buildings, probably some more trees around. Definitely some trees up in this area and down this way. And I'm not 100% happy with how the lines come in and then come back out for the kind of the main line here, even though most of our freight splits off pretty much immediately after coming out of the transfer yard. So I'm thinking of redoing some of these lines so that they kind of go straight in and out of the transfer yard instead of pretty much bottlenecking, kind of bad right through here. I had run time forward a little bit after fixing the lines, just to see how this all worked and if it had any problems. And we end up getting trains waiting here as other ones are crossing across. And then because of the low speed coming into the yard, things just really were starting to back up a little bit more than I really wanted. So I'll probably add a couple more tracks through here just to reduce the number of the splitting going on, kind of, and run things a little more smoothly. But yeah, as you can see, our stone line now splits off and runs into its own little station down here. And if for some reason we needed to get stone onto our freight lines, we've got a little truck station here that could run it up to the main platform. Now, when you watch the time lapse, you'll see quite a few areas where time was just like cut and then we skip way ahead and things are way different, stuff like that. That's because I could not figure out, well, I mean, I really couldn't like settle on a single idea that I really liked for setting up this yard. I first went and made a whole bunch of little like the receiving siding, and then I had a hump area which I finally reincorporated back into it near the end. But anyway, we had like a receiving siding, a sorting siding area after a hump, and then a departure siding. But then once I started trying to fit in the actual train station, I was pretty limited on space, and I didn't really want to use the station itself as part of the little siding areas like this, because I like having them split out more where there's space between like this. For some reason, I just really like that look instead of just having where I could have just had like the stations in here. Like if I go ahead and grab one, I can just show you. That's way too long. So instead of having like, well, there's so much red, it's kind of hard to get a good idea, but basically I would have had a couple stations like this around, which I might be able to get to work, but I ended up just settling on this idea, where we've got sort of our receiving and departure sidings with a hump area for sorting the cars, and then have the actual station area separate from those things. And I also may do some more work on the incoming yard area here, or I guess receiving siding. I'm not sure what the proper term would be for all this. But I may work on this a little bit more because there's quite a few tracks here, and it's a little messy, I think. But I'm not sure if there's a more efficient way of getting the trains in and out. I wanted to make sure we had about 320 meter length on the incoming. That way our trains could stack up in here before having dedicated outbound lanes. That way if there is some stacking up, they're not stacking up quite as much out here, but rather they can actually come into the yard and sit while waiting on the station to open up. But yeah, so we've got this really awesome turntable area that I set up. This was the first thing that I did, as you'll see in the time lapse. When I first was wanting to rebuild this whole area, I knew right away that I wanted a turntable area just because of how cool they are. And it took me a few tries to figure out how to get this nice little pit. And as you can see, it's not perfect. When you bring the tracks up to the edge like this, they create little humps in the ground. Some of them I was able to smooth out pretty well, but then there's a few areas where it's not perfect. And we still get the bridge supports, but I put this circular thing here. It was in it was in here somewhere, just an extra piece. But I put it in the middle just to sort of make it look like it was the turntable mechanism. I'm thinking, oh, I should actually probably have a few buildings around here like they control the turntable. I just thought of that. But yeah, so we've got where some of our trains coming from the south end of the transfer yard can come up through here and then make their way into one of our train depots. And obviously this doesn't really turn, which would be really cool, but it's fine, it's just for looks. And then I ended up adding another little train depot over here just for our southbound trains coming in from the north here, since they don't really have a way to get into the depots we have all in here. And then we've got another big long depot up here just because it looks really cool, and a few areas where well, we've got the little bumper as depot things, but some real long tracks where some trains could just sit for aesthetics, which I will be filling in a lot of these yard areas, and then I'm going to have a few little train engines running around on the tracks just to make it kind of look busy, but I've not really finalized where all I want stuff to go. I had this idea where I would have what's it called? The fake engine. Oops, let me buy a train here. Yeah, the fake locomotive, and have a couple cars attached to it, and have it running around over the hump hill here, as if the cars were actually being sorted into the departure lane, the sorting / departure sighting area. But it gets a little weird when you have such short trains, and then trying to have a bunch of them like following real close to each other, something as if they were actually sorting the cars. You have to have a lot of weird signaling stuff, so I'm probably not going to do anything that complicated. But yeah, I do want to have some stuff running around just to make it look interesting. So let's go on a little bit more of a in-depth tour of what all is going on here. So we've got our stone line coming down. It comes under this nice little road bridge we've got going on through a little tiny tunnel. And then down here past our quarry area. And you can see here where we go down to a single track. So our trains, they sit here while they wait for the other ones to come out. We've got some fencing, I guess, going on around here, just to keep people from, falling off down into the quarry. Then they come into this nice little curved station. I probably could have fit a straight station, but the curved ones are pretty cool looking, so I like using them. Then we've got a little mock quarry area. Looks pretty cool. It's really hard to get the land to stay nice and flat so that I am able to use... let me see where they are here so I can show you. Yeah, so in this area we've got these little ground texture things, but they stick pretty, even when you have the height up a little bit, they stick pretty close to the ground, so tiny little imperfections can make it pretty hard to put down different ground textures without shadows popping up like it's floating above, as you can see here. When you're zoomed out, whoops, a little too fast there. When you're zoomed out, it looks pretty good, but yeah, you can see how it's like floating here, so it's not perfect. I've got some flatteners in here to flatten the land, but it still can be pretty finicky sometimes when you're trying to do things. But yeah, so we've got a little truck station here. Got a few little factory assets. Just to try and make this area look a little more alive. And then yeah, I dug out this area to make it sort of look like a quarry, as if that's where they're getting the stone from. Moving down a little bit further, we have the employee parking lot area, and there's also a little bus station. I may actually hook this up to yeah, whatever our towns are, Wholm and Southwick. Just to have some buses running along this road, make it look a little busy. And then I use the big, these are actually truck stations, but I'm using them as parking lots. They kind of look like that, I think. So we just have some car assets placed in here just to make it look like there's actually people working here. And then just a few little building things just to try and make it look a little better. And if we continue along the road here, we've got another little parking lot for our factory area. And a couple truck stations here. And then a whole bunch of little factory assets. Just try and make it look like, you know, make it look a little better. Instead of just this one little factory area for the machines and all that. Got a couple warehouses. And yeah, and then it goes under here and connects over so that our trucks can run back and forth. I haven't set up the truck lines yet, but I will be getting to that in this episode. And then nothing's really changed down here in Southwick. So coming back up this way. Let's start at the top of the yard. Or it's basically the receiving side. Okay, so as you can see, something I need to point out real quick. Turn on our signaling. I'm starting to change all of the tracks to running on the left-hand side because we are on the European map, and I meant to sort of do this from the beginning. Just out of habit, I was making everything run on the right-hand side because that's what I'm used to. But yeah, I want everything actually running on the left-hand side just for a little more realism. And also there's a few areas where running on the left-hand side actually makes the track layout a little easier. Such as coming through here, where we can bypass this station as we're heading into Wholm. And there's a few other areas like that where running on the left-hand side actually makes the track layouts just a little bit tidier. But yeah, so with that in mind, our southbound trains from Wholm and everything, they'll be running here on the left-hand side. They'll cross over. If they're actually, let me say it this way. If they're heading into the actual train station, they will stay here on the left-hand side and then come across here and then break out into one of the 6 lanes for the inbound. And then they can all, let me turn on the things, leave them on for now. Actually, it looks like I am missing some signals here. Not sure why I'm missing those. Plop them in real quick. So we've got our 6 inbound signals. So our trains, like I said, they can stack up in here as needed. Then they'll come into the station, and then for everything heading back northbound, for the bottom 3 stations, platforms I guess, they split off down here on the bottom side before connecting up to here and then running back north. And then for our top 3 platforms, I actually had them splitting off to the top side of the yard because they were crossing over pretty deep into the staging area, and I wasn't getting quite 320 meters out of this area for some of these platforms, especially this one where this train is right now. It was actually to have this top platform here have a track come down this way. It actually was cutting off to about here or so, which, yeah, then a train couldn't hardly fit in this area, and it was blocking things, and it was just a little easier to do it this way. It's not perfect, like I said. I may come back and mess with this a little more later on, but this is where I ended up. But yeah, so then our trains on the top end, they just come down through here. One of the lanes actually merges back over, and then we have two that merge together and then head back north. Let me go ahead and show off the other side while I'm on the station stuff. So we've got our trains coming in, our freight trains coming in from the south, running on the left, split off here. They stay on the high-speed track, and then come this way. And then they also have a staging area where they split off. Now this bottom staging area is barely 320 meters. I actually think the back end of a train would sort of block the crossover here, which is kind of a problem. But not as many trains run down to the south. So we'll have to just see, we'll have to play it by ear, see how that works out. May have to change this up here just a little bit to lengthen this staging area in this bottom track. If it becomes a problem. I can probably just leave, I can probably just use the top three tracks or so. Because pretty much we're going to have three lines coming in from the south and north, sort of intertwining, I guess, on the station itself. But yeah, so let's come back up here to the north end of the yard again and show you the mock sorting stuff that can be done, I guess. So trains running from the north coming down south, they can split off here and then split onto the low-speed rail, which I used in all of these areas that are non-critical, just because it makes it look a little more used and kind of dirty, you know. But yeah, so our trains will split off, they'll come through here, and then they can split onto one of four staging areas for the inbound, or they can also come along this way and actually come onto the station area. But yeah, so then once they're on one of these four platforms, the pulling engine can be detached, come through here where they all come back together, split off away from the hump, come up here, park, and then reverse onto the line over here, which can go to the oh, I should probably go ahead and throw, let me find it here real quick, throw the diesel refueling here as well. We've got where we can do water and sand and a couple little coal things there, but we're pretty much on the diesel engines now. So I'm going to add one of these here and then extend the ballast out just a little bit. Yeah. See where that, there we go. Yeah, so do a little something like that. But yeah, so then the engine can reverse along this track to get refueled and a little bit of service in this area, or it can reverse along this other track and then come into the depot, or if the turntable was actually operational, it could go into any of these depots or onto one of these I don't know what they're called, just areas where the locomotives could sit. And then what can happen is we can have a I'm not sure what they're called, they're just like the yard locomotives. They would come down these tracks, grab one of the wagons, pull it up the hump hill here, and then we've got a little like conning tower to monitor things on both ends of the hill. And then the locomotive would come up here and drop the whatever wagon it had off here. And actually, I didn't think about it, but I probably should have had it where the locomotive could somehow be behind it. I don't know, whatever. It's all just for looks anyway. But yeah, so then the locomotive or the wagon come down here, gets switched onto whichever departure siding it needs to be on. And the locomotive would just keep running back and forth to push whatever wagons down here as needed to build the departure, the like new configuration for a departing train. And then once those are complete, you would have whatever engine come out of the depot area, run along here, come up onto these tracks. It can cross over wherever it needs to, run all the way down this way, come down here, and then reverse up to whatever cars. And then head out to the south. Now, if the train would be destined for the north end of the map, the train would come out backwards from the depot area, run along here, and then it would actually come right here and then go back this way, come on to the station, then it can reverse along here and grab the cars from the other end, and then pull them through the station onto this track, and then all the way back through here and head to the north. I tried to make this as realistic as I could. I looked at a number of real-world transfer yards and things. And like I said, I really would have liked to have the stations incorporated into the actual siding areas, but this was a better layout, I think, just because it allows me to maintain more high-speed incoming and out, or inbound and outbound lanes, and actually, move goods a lot better. But yeah, then I did want to, make it look nice and somewhat actually usable. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything for this transfer yard. I'm pretty happy with how it came out, and yeah, other than the few things I just want to sort of add around, it's pretty cool. I like it. Now, for the next part of this episode, I'm going to just sort of go around and get our lines reconnected and fixed up. And I think maybe replace some of our trains that we have. I know our stone line needs updated, so I'm going to go ahead and also do that. Oh, and also we no longer have our food running into Corsham. It actually runs along here. It crosses underneath our stone line and then wraps around this way and up through here and then into the station area. Okay, so the first thing I need to fix is heading back over here. We've got our construction line that's broken right now and our Castle Corsham line. So let's see. We're running on the left-hand side. Let's go ahead and grab this. Yeah, do it from that end. Actually, back that up just a little bit further. That looks pretty good. Run it parallel for just a little bit, and then split it off. And then do it that way. Come to this end, and connect it there. Or, actually, is that the way I want it to go? Give me a minute to look over our lines, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I've thought about it, we've already got our trucks running from the sawmill over here for the goods factory. So it should start putting planks here if I just completely cut out our South CM transfer. Now to do that, I'm going to have to take a little bit of track here and put in a small depot to get some of these trains off the line. Just go ahead and do that. Tell these guys to head in. I think that's all of them. Yep. Go ahead and get rid of that line. Okay, so the way we're going to have our track then is our CM loop will come down here into Wholm and then continue on through on the left hand side here. I guess we'll have it stop at the forest. Yeah, the forest station, even though it shouldn't pick up anything. I might be able to just bypass it. But it should just roll straight through. Actually, I won't even put a stop there. So yeah, it'll just roll straight through on the left-hand side. Oh wait. No, I don't have that set up. I don't need that, actually. Let's take this back. Instead of doing that, we can just go ahead and connect up with the oil line here. And we don't even need signals, really. We can put one here, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, now our CM loop line will come through here. We'll come through the Wholm station, come onto this track with the oil line, through the tunnel, up through all of this spaghetti madness, and then into the yard and drop off. And then it'll exit back here. Let's see. Yeah, it'll come along this track, split off this way, split off here, into the forest station, pick up some logs, drop them off at the sawmill, and then head back up the line all the way to our construction factory station. Okay, so that should be good now. Let's smooth this out just a little bit. And as you can see, I've pretty much abandoned the idea of having a roll-in, roll-out station. Although most of our trains will actually be going straight through now since they're heading down to the transfer yard. The only one that flips around is the Castle Wholm freight line. We'll come down here into the platform, which I actually need another crossover here. I did this one backwards. Needs to be from about there and then come in this way. Yeah, so our Castle Wholm line will come in, switch over onto this platform, platform 2 I guess, and then head back out up to Wholm. Okay, so now we've got pretty much I think everything done. Let's bring up our line manager and get our lines sorted. Alright, so first thing is the stone line. Let's bring it up. So it's going from Lower Dulverton, which I want to rename this. So that's the Dulverton CM factory station, I guess. Come all the way down through here, around, and into the station, which I want to rename that as well. Let's call this the Southwick. Whoops, hit all of the wrong buttons. The Southwick Quarry, which didn't update. It's weird. There we go. I'm going to change the color just a little bit, make it a little bit easier to see. So yeah, as you can see, we've got it where we come down on the left and then head back up on the right, which is pretty good. Let's go ahead and throw in another signal here. These are pretty short trains on this line. The rest of it's okay for now. We'll see how it runs. Okay, for the next one, we're going to look at the oil line. I want to make sure I've got it set up correctly. I think I already had it set up for testing. Yeah, so it comes in here on platform 1, and then heads out down this way. Yeah, and then goes back that way, through there. It's all on the correct side. Okay, so that one's set up okay. Castle Corsham. Let's go ahead and just remove all these. So start at Castle. Let's see, what platform do we want it on? Platform 1, I think. Yeah, let's just put it on platform 1. So we'll do those two to make sure it goes the right way. And then, yep, there it goes, back on the correct side. Now, what do we have sitting here? The CM loop. Okay, both those guys are on a CM loop. Which I thought we had updated all of the engines, so I'm not sure why. Oh, okay, so we just had the one Flying Scotsman, and we've got the A3/5s on the CM loop still. Probably need to update those. Let's see, 37 years, yeah, they're pretty old. Probably gonna go ahead and upgrade these guys to... Well, it's 1960, and next year in 1961 we unlock... Actually, let me double check. Yeah, so next year we should unlock one of the new diesel engines. And then I believe in 1962 we get a freight diesel engine, which actually does cost quite a bit more for the running cost. So we'll probably just go ahead and use the no-habs here. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and update these guys pretty soon. Let's see, what else do we need to fix? Let's go ahead and do the Dolverton livestock line, make sure it's okay. Which I think it is correctly set up here. Left. Running on the left, comes up through here. And around, and then just goes off that way. Or no, yeah, we go there and then just flip around, okay. I need to get rid of that. Want it back here. I'm still torn whether I want this line to run all the way down to the transfer yard. It is kind of a long way for it to go, and it definitely needs some more frequency on it or something, I think, because as you can see there's quite a lot of stuff stacked up. Although, oh, okay, so it's got 400 stored, so actually this line is running pretty good. It actually could run all the way down, instead of having it as a two-part, I think. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and set up another line, just because I already have this running. Oh wait, these trains are backwards. They're running on the right-hand side. So I already have to fix that, I know. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and change this real quick. Okay, so now let's get this fixed up here. Gonna add the factory station, the farm, and then let's figure out what line we want our food, our incoming food, to be on. So it splits off down this way. So we're gonna go ahead and stick it on the lower track. So yeah, we'll have it on platform 2 for now. And actually what I want to do is take our oil line and put it onto track, let's just put it on the far side on track 6. And I actually want to rename these waypoints because it shouldn't be castle carry. Okay, so those are all done. Heading down our lines here. So we need to fix the CM loop line now. CM factory. Okay, let's see if we've got things set up correctly here. I actually want this coming in on the other waypoint here. Put it on platform 4 for now. Probably go and change the names of some of these other ones also later on, just to, again, make my life a little easier. It comes into Corsham, and it's going to leave on this guy. And then down to Castle Carry. I'm not going to the forest station anymore. And then the freight station. Okay, get rid of that. Let's see, we're going to have him come in on the middle line, platform 4. So you can see all of our nice little split outs and where everything comes back together. We actually have quite a few trains coming in through here. I definitely need to, I think, change how these lines are coming together and then immediately splitting back apart for the yard again. There's just a little too much congestion right in here. But I'll probably get to that in between episodes or for the next episode. But yeah, so on the way back out, stops at the forest station, stops at the sawmill, and then heads back up to the factory. So that line is fixed. We already fixed the stone line. The passenger line is okay. Both of our passenger lines are okay. Let's come back up here. Where is our Southwick-Alton line needs fixed? So bring that up. So we've got Southwick South and then Alton. Oh, come on. Not sure why the zoom gets a little finicky sometimes. I think it's my scroll wheel. Zooms in and out a little bit too fast and erratically, it seems. So let's see, we've got platforms 1, 3, and 5 open. We're just going to go ahead and use platform 1, I think. Let me just remove these real quick. Oh wait, I didn't need to do that. I needed to, yeah, so Southwick... Oh no, wait, let me just start from here. From Alton... up to the transfer yard on platform 1, and then back down through there. Although that doesn't seem to be working, which I'm not sure why. So we've got sidings. Oh, things froze there for just a second. Oh wait, do we have our signals on the wrong side, I think? And the last one. Okay. Finally. Got all that done. Double check, make sure all of our lines are working okay. I'm not sure why our passenger line wants to go over there. Let's see if we can, I guess I'm just going to put in a waypoint. It'll be the easiest thing. So we can close that. Let's find where that's messed up. And add that. There we go. Let me make sure it's not doing it on the other side as well. No, okay. It comes in, goes there, and then back out. So that looks good. Well, there's only one train running on this for now, so that's fine. Okay. I think we finally have everything ready to go. Let me just make sure we don't have... Oh, that's right. We want to update our different trains. So first of all, run these guys in. Probably just going to sell them off because, as you can see, we're down to 30 million and our lines are going to be unprofitable for a little while they get back up to speed. So we need all the money we can get. Yeah, that was about a $200 million transfer yard I built, mainly because of all the iterations it went through as I was trying to really figure out how I wanted it set up. But yeah, it was a nice little chunk of money. Oh, why is this guy here? He is on the wrong line. Let me give him a way to flip back over. Come on. Wait, let me get rid of that. There we go. Alright, so we got a couple guys on the wrong side of the tracks here. We've got something going on up here. Let me try and fix it right now. Flip them around. That should be okay. All the way down through there. That'll looks good. And then I just realized that, well, I guess we have our weird little depot here, but the stone line can't actually access our depots here in the new transfer yard. So I may need to put one somewhere along here just for them, or do something different up here. Add a few little depot areas where they can go in. Make sure our trains are going to be running okay now. Looks like it. Let's go ahead and open that line, stone line. No, what am I looking for here? Replacement. There we go. So we've got a 240 millimeter. Not millimeter, a 240 meter platform, I believe, at both ends. I do want to upgrade this one to a 320 in the near future. But the stone line can just stay as 240 long trains. So, once these guys get to the stations, they should start updating, or getting replaced, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna pause a little bit. Let's turn all this crap off. Whoops, I want the buttons. Come on, there we go. Turn everything off. We're gonna come down here and just take a little look. Oop, I actually want to slow down time just a little bit, just to actually, you know, enjoy the trains as they come in and do their thing. Now the yard is a little far away, so we won't quite see. You can see the Alton train down there as it heads out. Got one of our oil trains here heading out. Wanted to see, yeah, 243 meters, so we could actually upgrade these guys because we now have 320 platforms for most of our stuff. So these guys could get longer. They're going to need some more good wagons on them for sure. Let me turn around here real quick, see if there's anything coming this way. Ooh, there goes one of our mallards. Heading down with the passengers. Oh, and you can see over there one of the trains waiting to go into the quarry station. One of our food trains heading out. Actually, it looks like we've got another train, yeah, sitting down there. So yeah, things are kind of backed up right here as they're starting to get up to speed. Now, why didn't this guy update? He's at 39 years, and I've got auto replacement on. At least I thought. Oh, I didn't hit the button. That's my fault. Now, where are all our trains? I wonder, are they waiting down here? No. So, take a look around real quick. Oh, so, no, they're not stuck there. Alright, he's heading out. We may actually need some more trains, I think, on the CM loop line. Is going to be one of the problems. Oh, and we also need to fix our road freight for the factory. That's going to be a problem if we don't do that real quick here. Alright, so I completely forgot about that. Let's grab, there it is, Southwick Factory. Move this out of the way. So we're going to have it come from here over to here. And then let's get some trucks on it. Now I gotta find where I put one of my depot. There it is. I think 6 is gonna be more than enough for now. Alright. Now maybe we can come down here and enjoy some trains. Like, I want to run it at low speed so we can actually enjoy the trains coming in. But then I also want to run it at high speed so we can actually, like, get the trains coming in and out where we can kind of watch them in a reasonable amount of time. See a plume of smoke way off in the distance from one of our trains. It's interesting. I wonder if it looks like it's almost coming down from the CM factory area up there. So one of our older trains maybe. Like this guy here. Something like that. Ooh, we got our nice new shiny trains over there on the stone line. Got another CM loop guy coming in. And as you can see, we've already gone into the red because our lines are not making money right now. Gotta wait a while for all the demand to pick back up and things to start working again. Let me turn off replacements again for this. think everything else is pretty good. I just want to update the CM loop line once we get money back. I think everything else is good. Man, Southwick Central road freight is really losing money. I'm surprised it's actually that much with only four cars on it. Stupid Wincanton thing that we built forever ago and never went back to yet. Go ahead and get rid of one of those vehicles. Don't need it. Oh, we missed two of the trains passing each other. Sorry about that. I really like the train watching you can do. Especially now we have this nice huge area. I can't wait to fill up these side areas. I'll definitely show that off in the next episode. Have some nice trains over there in the distance. Oh yeah, so if we spin the camera around a little bit. Yeah, I guess you can barely make out some of the little fuel area we've got up there. You can just barely see the pit for the turntable. Yeah, it looks pretty good, I think. Let me know what you think in the comments below for sure. Love to hear your feedback on how all this turned out. And we just don't have very high frequency on these lines. Not really getting to enjoy the trains all that much. So maybe we'll come back to that in the next episode. But yeah, now that things are starting to come back together and get back up to speed, I think we're going to end the episode here. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to. Share this with your friends. And I'll see all of you in the next episode.
go this far. Don't stop now. Reaching for a distant star. Don't stop now. Isn't it strange how we're safe at home? So that I count in days until the second go. If you're gonna make a change, you have to let me know. Turn the shit around, just start at the youngs. It's all you need to do.